Hello, today we're on WGG podcast, and today we have our friend Salvatore. He's serial entrepreneur, professional investor, professional real estate investor, yes, with experience more than 20 years. And today we're going to discuss Dubai real estate market, developers, brokers, and why should we or we shouldn't invest in Dubai today.
Send an email. Okay.
Oh, send an email.
And say, please give me back the money I lended in 48 hours.
What?
100 million, that's euro. 2020, I was the only one present in the sale office. 52 big apartments in this tower. You want to know all my secrets for free? Okay. But you can ask to me how much you want to invest. Or when I want to invest. My answer is depends. If there are bargains to do, I want to invest many millions.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for your kind invite. Serial killer? No, not serial killer. Serial hunter of big deals.
Yes.
Good deals.
Yes. Okay, so I think first of all, we would like to have like a small introduction about yourself, right? So just let's meet our audience with you. So tell us briefly about your investor journey in Dubai. So just what you can say about it.
I can say, let me start. To start investing, you need some money. In any case, even few money. I come from scratch, from zero. So everything was difficult. Let me say it was a long story. Don't worry. I will not tell you all the story, but was full of,
but the most interesting.
Yeah, at the beginning, you start with the hope you desire. So when you desire, something happens because you move energy. And that point you want to be or become like someone. No? And you change your idol step by step.
Okay, who was your idol?
He was my idol. I had so many idols. Because at school I saw many kings, pharaohs. And they were my idol, like Julius Caesar, when they had a vision to create something very good for their city and for the population they lead. So in this sense, really, it was inspiring. You have to think that, unfortunately, I had no YouTube at my time. So the only instrument was the book and the teacher if you follow the school. And step by step, you understand that you need idols. Also to stole something from them and to catch something that could become part of your personality.
Some good strategies.
And it's for free. The good is really for free. And you can acquire some skill and create your thought, your philosophy, who do you want to be really, like someone. I always said I want to be like this leader or friend or partner in this aspect of my life. Try to learn from others that have had already some situation that you would like or you wanna that becomes in your life. Also. Yeah.
So
step by step, I started being an entrepreneur, small entrepreneur, and started arranging a small business together with my friend at school. I escaped from school.
I wrote about it.
And I started.
It was a radio station.
Private radio station at that time. A lot of time ago, of course. It was very successful, and then after 2-3 years, I started to sell spaces of advertising during the programs. Like we say, like today we do, but it was in radio, and then I sold my shares because, can you imagine, it was successful. So when someone that you started from zero realize some value, my choice and also my advice is to sell. To sell, to take that profit that you, together with your partner, creates.
Like a small capital.
Very small capital, but
But it's a capital. It's a first capital.
Yeah, it's the first capital. But very often you bring your discs, you bring your tapes, you work in the radio yourself, so you don't have salary because you don't give salary to yourself at the beginning. But when someone become a company and is recognized as a value, and someone wanna, let me say, buy your shares, my choice was always to sell my shares. To realize, to materialize that value that I created. And so I was a startup for 20 years. You can find on LinkedIn my journey.
Yes.
Not all the new company were successful, of course, but I learned a lot in different industry.
So, and how did you become a real estate investor?
Because my dream was real estate. Because my dream was real estate because real estate is not just buildings. Is building your skills to build your wealth.
Okay.
So there
Interesting
are
approach.
buildings, but I prefer to use build to build.
Yeah.
Okay, to build again.
Okay.
So also in the meaning of building or constructing, you create something. There are many reasons. The first is, notice in the market, if someone gains with Bitcoin,
Okay.
or with Trump meme coin, or with stocks on the US market, for example, there is some other person that is losing money because the sum is zero. So if I gain, you lose. If you gain, I'm losing something. I don't like ethically this principle because buildings or building buildings or managing properties, you can create value. For example, I take a piece of land, create one small villa, and I will sell that villa for a measured price of the cost of the land plus capex. At this point, I created some value, but you
And you
didn't
create
lose.
value, and
And you
who is buying,
you
not
never lose.
losing. Yeah.
You buy from me for a fair price, so my profit is not your costs. And that's
So-
interesting, and you can multiply this work in any country in the world.
And here's a question about it. So, but not all the properties has their like big value, or they have low value, or they have like minuses. I mean, just you cannot buy any property and you will be in plus. So, just of course, from investment perspective, so you can buy a property because you want to live over there. So, just it's some value for that, yeah. And at the other side, from investment perspective, so just it couldn't be always in plus. So just how it works in this case.
Okay, but let's speak not of the investment. Just let's speak when you put together a piece of land and a general contractor that will build something on top.
Okay.
If you have a cost for the land and the cost for the construction, you have a, let me say, book value of 100. And you will sell for 110.
Okay.
When you buy for 110, if it is the fair value at the moment, you are not losing something. I make a profit without you lose anything. So ethically, this is something that improve the humankind.
Okay, I got it.
At that point, I should buy a land and make a great design in a good quality construction, creating something that maintain your value, of course. And this is another point. This is the ethic of myself as investor. For example, when I renovate properties, I can use very good materials, or I can use materials that
very
last,
generic way.
that last 1 month when I show the apartment, sell the apartment, and then breaks everything. Okay, and it happens.
Yeah.
So ethic is important in the world of business, like in every aspect of our life. Depends on the people.
Okay, got it.
The reason, anyway, also I wanted to go to manage real estate business, because if you see all the big billionaire or millionaire in the world, they invest in many asset classes, but all of them invest in real estate.
Yeah.
Even when they have big companies, they have a part of their wealth invested in real estate because it's something stable, and if you know what to buy, it can increase the value even when you sleep.
Okay, clear. And can you please share your first experience with investing in real estate, Dubai real estate market? So just how it was, how far it was ago.
Okay, no, it was 5 years ago. I live here in Dubai. I'm very happy to stay here in the UAE for 5 years. It was a case of destiny. Let me say, to speak of the first investment in Dubai, I need to speak of 20 years of previous investment.
Okay,
So
okay.
starting
Interesting
step
journey.
by step was a long journey. So I didn't have any mentor, unfortunately. So I made a lot of mistakes. And you know, it's true that only mistakes are your best master, because you learn a lot by mistake. The first is to learn not to repeat that mistake.
Okay, it's a very good lesson.
But if you can avoid mistakes, is absolutely even better. But you should have someone that explain you, and you should remain humble enough to, you know, to believe in some that you estimate, not in yourself. Anyway, I started buying big apartments and splitting them into smaller apartments. And step by step, I'm always reselling, never renting. I create my wealth, reinvesting. In Italy, I created an important company group that was specialized in creating boutique hotels from existing building. There are many buildings that could be used as a hotel. And I created something like that in Rome, Milan, and Florence. Have you been to Italy?
Not, I haven't.
Oh, wow.
I'm really regret.
You're losing something.
Yes, I'm losing something. But this year, yeah, I really, it's in my schedule right now.
Okay.
Yeah, this year, and moreover, I wanted to travel to Florence.
Yeah.
Yes, because I have heard a lot about Florence itself. So just it's must have to visit. So this is my like small goal for this year.
Okay, I will give you some good address, but not only restaurants. Okay.
Okay.
Even great museums to visit.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
And at this point, I had in course 3 renovation of buildings to create 3 boutique hotels, 2 in Rome and 1 in Milan. But someone happened. COVID had a strong negative impact on my company. And I was really going very well with these 3 projects. Can you imagine? 3 entire buildings under renovation.
Growing. Yeah, oh my God.
And COVID stopped everything. And the Italian government managed it very badly, like many other governments in Europe, the situation for the company that were working and were exposed towards also investors and banks. When you buy an entire building in Rome, very often you use mortgage. If COVID happens, the bank could call send an email. Okay.
Oh, send an email.
And say, please give me back the money I lended in 48 hours.
What?
Yeah, because when you sign, there are very small clauses that in any case, the bank or the investment fund you are using as your lending partner can ask to receive back what they gave you. Okay.
Oh my God.
And it was really a drama for me and for many people working in my company group. I was really almost in bankruptcy because it was very long period COVID, and no one could imagine when some vaccine or our life
when it ends, at least.
Yeah, you cannot forecast. Couldn't forecast in that time. So I have to thank you two important things. One is my CEO that was very good and strong to manage to face such a difficult situation with creditors, not only banks. Because I didn't live in Italy anymore. I lived in London. I moved to London to look for finance to support my investment. Okay. And he was able enough to face this situation for many years, 3 years almost. And also I have to thank the buyer. There was a buyer, a Russian buyer, a very strong entrepreneur that bought my most important buildings that was close to Trevi Fountain in Rome. So
wow.
Can you imagine? I repaid 100 million debts. Euro, 100 million euro, thanks to this gentleman selling my most precious assets, but solving the situation with a very good ending.
I think you have very good karma to have such a lucky.
I'm sure I'm a lucky man, even if sometimes you should be lucky a bit before, some months or suffering something less because you don't know.
Yeah.
So, but I learned a lot in any case. And why Dubai? Because Dubai was open. London was dramatically affected by pandemic, and there were many lockdown. So we remained in our home for weeks or months between one lockdown and another one. And I decided to react.
So just, am I right, when you was in London, so just, you just made something with your businesses to like, not to sink and so on. So, but at the same time, you tried to make a decision how to live further and where to move, right?
Especially, I had this dramatic situation in my company group in Italy managed by my CEO. And in London, I couldn't help my company.
Okay,
London was locked, like the remaining part of the world. There were only 2 choices. Or I remain in my beautiful home in South Kensington, looking, television, computer, and white walls, waiting for something to happen, or try to react. To react, I need, let me say, a road to cross. There were open only Miami, that is a city that I know quite well, having invested in Miami and operated in Miami for a while. And Dubai. I didn't know Dubai. I said, let me take this occasion. All the people are speaking of this Dubai. Let me know. I didn't know the difference or the distance between Marina and Burj Khalifa.
Okay.
I landed to Dubai, and after 3 weeks, I decided, no, I never will come back to UK or to Italy. I will remain here. My friends in London make the moving for me. And I decided to remain in this city. I understood the big potential of this place. And started my first investment project here.
Okay, what was the project?
The project was a very lucky project in Dubai Marina, named Stella Maris. Is a tower literally on the water, developed by Scope Investment, that is a big company in Abu Dhabi. But 2020, I was the only one present in the sale office.
Okay.
There were 3-4 brokers waiting for
Someone.
customer.
Oh my God. Okay.
And there was also a showroom empty. Very
Was
well
it
done.
summer or it was like winter or something?
It was September 2020.
Okay, it was almost the season, so when everybody's
Yeah.
coming, but nobody is there because
but
of COVID.
I visited many projects, tried to understand the market, of course, understanding the city. So I studied a lot, night and day. Then I decided for this project. There were many good projects, but I decided for this one. Probably because I like the marina lifestyle. There is
Okay.
the sea, the boat, we're
Okay.
Italians, so we like this kind of situation. And I spoke with the CEO. At that time, I understood that you could negotiate prices, booking fees, and payment plan. So I called my customers and also my partner all around Europe. Oh, there are bargains to do. We can book apartments and wait. And when the pandemic will end, we will for sure increase the price in such a way. It's a great city, and I'm explaining what you know very well,
Yes.
what we know very well today. But it was something totally different, also regarding the image of Dubai in the world 5 years ago. They said, "Are you crazy? Salvatore, there are people every day, and you speak of business. How can you imagine people will continue travel? Life will not restart like before. We all will work
Flights
from
will
home.
never work. Yeah.
Are you crazy to do this investment? I strongly not recommend to put all your last money in this pocket." I scared a lot, But of course, if you use your brain, you really can imagine that people will not fly anymore. People will not use hotels anymore. All the people will work from home. Come
It's
on.
not true.
Come on, impossible, no? So I did it. I made my first investment, booking 52 big apartments in this tower, obtaining a great discount, in the meaning of very good payment plan, thanks to, of course, the one broker group that helped me a lot. Also to realize this deal, because it was a big bulk deal for that
Yeah,
time.
it's a very, very big deal.
I have to thank my God, is the last but not least, of course, because everything went very well. As you know, Dubai market increased so a lot, and also I sold everything, and my customer resold again, and now someone is trying to sell it again.
Okay, that's perfect story. That's really perfect story.
I was lucky for another time.
And just because of course, so some people just very scared to make their first investment and so on. Because for now we see a lot of advertising about Dubai, about Dubai plans, Dubai economic, about Dubai real estate itself. So just how it's perfect, how it's wonderful. Yeah, and for sure it is how it is. So, and at the same time, it makes some doubts for people, for investors, or just investors who is in the very beginning. So just, is it true or not? So just because everybody's saying that, yes, this is true, you have to invest, this is the future and so on. But what things can make people sure that it's really true? Because if everybody speaks, it's not 100%. It can be not 100% true. So,
first of all, no one can predict the future.
True.
But no
true
one.
as well. Yeah.
So, announcing the future growth. I believe in the future growth of Dubai, not only of Dubai, of the Emirates. We are assisting the big growth of Ras Al Khaimah. Can you imagine people didn't know where Ras Al Khaimah, where it is? Why you go there, not in Dubai? So nowadays, many people, they know exactly that Ras Al Khaimah is another Emirates, is part of the UAE. There will be casino, okay, but it's also a good destination for leisure, generally speaking. So I believe in the future growth of this area, of the Middle East in general. But without predicting the future, as an investor, managing my money and also money from third party, very often we join together with other investor and put our money together, investing in different projects and with different strategies. So when you manage money, not only your money, you cannot take risk, and you cannot believe someone that thinks he predicts what will happen. Impossible. And honestly, the best strategy is not imagining if the market will grow or will drop. You have to gain or protect your capital in any case. So, of course, during, let me say, the first phase after pandemic until this year, market increased a lot like never. It is all-time high, the price per square foot in Dubai. Also, the quality improved a lot. That's an important parameters. And there are many, many new areas and new services that offers really amazing experience and quality life. So there is a logical to imagine that the market will continue growing.
Okay.
In this case, it depends on your profile. Are you an investor that is ready to buy Bitcoin now after this big increase? Okay, if you are like Michael Saylor, imagining Bitcoins will value 1 million, to say a big number, yeah, of course you have to buy for 100K.
Right now, yeah.
Because it's a 10x opportunity. But you don't know. I believe in Mr. Michael, absolutely, but I cannot use my money because my kids can say, oh, Dad, are you sure of this, Michael? And what I can answer, I'm sure of what, in which sense. So you can, if you have this risk profile, you can put a part of your money in Bitcoin. It's not my profile. I believe that Bitcoin will grow. I believe the same that Dubai will grow. Prices will increase again a bit. But I cannot take any risk because it's my money, it's my wealth. And I'm a professional investor, so I have no emotion when I invest, unfortunately. Now, for example, is a very good moment because there is a high demand on the market, but there is also a huge offer. So you have to consider that the delivery in the average of homes was 30,000 apartments per year delivered by developer. Now we are almost on 100,000 apartments per year. Yeah, we can see statistics that show that also the population is increasing, and we all know that because we see the traffic, we see the queue in the school to find a place. But probably for my profile risk, and this is only a personal opinion, I don't give any advice on how to invest, but probably is the case to wait for some bargain, or to wait for some correction, or to focus not only on off-plan, on new opportunities, new launches, but on the renovation of the existing stock of apartments, townhouses, and villas that very often become old after 10, 15 years already.
I think not even 10, I think 5.
I don't want to know. I don't want to say bad, so bad.
Because it's not very bad. It's about how Dubai, how developers, how fast they are just build some new buildings, new areas, and new complexes of building. And how new and innovative it is. So from building to building, it's more innovative, it's more modern, it also has AI and all the stuff. So just from building to building can be very big difference from quality perspective, because also developers, they increasing their quality as much as possible, as much as they could. So, and this is the reason why the property that was like handed over last 5 years ago, it has huge difference between what do we have now, even quality.
So can you imagine, we have a stock today of roughly 700,000 apartments in Dubai, probably something more, 750 almost, delivered. If you think we have 600,000 apartments that needs to be renovated, upgraded. Wow, is a market. We can stay focused on this market, or we can remain participating the hype of the Dubai market, launch by launch. Yeah. There were no so many branded buildings. They were designed in an old style, can I say, with respect. So we could use architects, new designers, new technology in making renovation also to allow this apartment become sustainable. I mean, it's having a less impact on the footprint of the world. So that's another important aspect.
Yeah, very good. So
as an investor, in my opinion, there are other things to analyze, diversifying where you put the money in the Dubai's market.
Okay. How you're making your predictions about this project that, okay, this project will have very good growth from ROI perspective?
You want to know all my secrets for free? Okay.
Of course. So you can say, or you cannot say, but
no, I will say everything to you, of course, but only to you. It's a very hard job. You have to study a lot. It's not an easy task. Your question is very important, not easy to answer to your question. And when you arrive in Dubai, it becomes very hard to analyze different neighborhood. First of all, there are more than 40 good places to invest in. 40 is a big number. Think that in Dubai there is not a center or an historical center. You cannot say Burj Khalifa is the area and the other areas as lower value. No, there is Jumeirah, there is Palm Jumeirah. Now J1 is becoming so popular. There is Marina, that is an evergreen. There are many areas, Dubai Hills, and other are coming and coming and coming. So you have to study. And you have to study, you have to live here, in my opinion. You have to smell the air. You have to study a lot what the government has in mind, like new metro station, just to make it simple, new hospitals, new schools, new office buildings.
New roads.
Absolutely, new roads. And if you study this before they announce, you have the opportunity to buy for a lower price. So if you buy very close to a stop of the metro, before they announce there will be the metro and the stop will be there, you have a competitive advantage, very big competitive advantage, but so big.
Yeah.
And also the school. Hospitals are important. So you can study even how will be the Dubai of the future, the city in the future. This is one aspect. Second aspect, there are different Dubai. We call Dubai, but we should always remind to ourselves, Dubai is the name of the country. But the city, there are many different cities, no? Jumeirah Village Circle is a city, Dubai Marina is another city, Business Bay, where we are, is another city in the Dubai city. So which city will increase the price or will be more successful? And even my answer is depends, because there are different Dubai for different pockets. So it's not true that living in JVC or JVT on Al Furjan will be a wrong investment. Not at all. It will be a great investment if you know where to invest and when. When is very important to invest. The momentum is fundamental in business. And you can have the opportunity to realize great growth and great profit in Al Furjan, probably more than in other luxurious areas. Because in that momentum, you can buy very cheap. And you don't need millionaires that will buy your apartment, but let me say middle class, because they look for something sustainable with their salary. So to answer this question, I wrote a book, when I arrived, I made this study for myself. And
this
I wrote
one?
A book,
Really?
This one.
Okay.
And it is playing, over there, you can find the answer to your question in how to approach this city in a professional way. Of course, if you follow the emotion and you say, I buy there because I like, this is a different approach. I respect, it's not mine. If you buy because a great broker, after inviting you in a dinner in a good restaurant, explains you Dubai and you become the expert after a couple of dinners, I don't follow you, okay? But if you study and if you answer a lot of questions that you have to make to yourself, next step will be a due diligence on the developer, on his track record, and also a deep due diligence on the project, on the price list of the number of units, evaluating the breakdown of the units.
If we're talking about from advertising perspective, because I think I'm 100% sure that you see a lot of advertising in your Instagram or just anywhere.
Tons.
Yeah, tons. What should be at this advertising that you can look at it and say that, it's probably interesting, but I will study by myself first.
I don't think this kind of massive ad promoting great return on investment, great return through the rent, I cannot believe it works. It really works. Because promising something without any explanation is something that is fake ad. Many brokers want to catch your name to squeeze you by phone,
call you and
to send email, proposing what they have to sell. I understand this approach. It's something very common worldwide. But I strongly suggest to be focused on the project. And sometimes I think the ad that can works better is the one that, for example, give you the location of the building. Notice, there are many ads. You see a beautiful building, you don't know where it is.
That's
where it is. Location is one of the primary components when you invest. Location, Americans say. Second, judge the way to approach. They interview if you want to invest immediately, how much is your budget, and if you want to be contacted or receive the brochure.
Just like basic marketing funnel, like that everybody using. So just
everybody, but you can ask to me how much you want to invest or when I want to invest. My answer is depends. If there are bargains to do, I want to invest many millions, because if it's a bargain, why I have to lose a bargain? No.
Yeah, for sure.
If you want to sell me something that is not too easy to understand, let me be prudent when you interview me or filter me. I want to buy one apartment just to have the price, probably. So I don't know how much this system can work, especially for the future, in this massive way. Very similarly to telemarketing, no? How many telephone calls you receive? I have my telephone call dedicated to telemarketing. Cannot answer anymore.
I cannot say anything about it. That's crazy.
Is an old way to work. It works probably because there are many retail investors approaching for the first time Dubai's investment market. So I respect, of course, their job, but probably is an approach that can work with some retail, not with some big investor. And nowadays in Dubai, there are big players, big players. So there are opportunities to make big deals. And this is the reason you cannot work with too many brokers, with respect for the brokers. But is the evidence that 9 brokers on 10 are not prepared enough. Because it's a hard job based on commission. They have to sustain themselves. Yeah. But it's a natural selection, even in this market, like in any other markets. So brokers are very important, but only few of them can be trusted.
Yeah, and for sure you have have to have a lot of communication with the brokers. So just recently we seen each other and your phone not stopping, just calling, messaging, and so on. So, and what is your benchmarks about like good broker, and you can have some deals with them? I'm not talking about somebody is bad or not. No. I'm not from this perspective. From some benchmarks that make you sure that you would like to have some deals with this broker.
Today we are a little investment company, so we try to manage all the conversation with all the broker for 2 reasons: as a form of respect towards them that are working, and also because you never know where the right opportunity can be found. So I have my team that manages thousands of conversations with them. In very few cases, we find something very good for us. How can I judge a broker when they reach me? On what they say. If they say, "Oh, this is a bargain. You are sure you should or must invest in this project now, today, make the check tonight," this kind of pressure doesn't work generally, and is not a good sign. Why? Because my question is always, how can the trainer, the broker, that stay in the angle can know better than me the counterpart? I am making a box match when I buy or when I sell. How can they know better than me my counterpart? I'm fighting on the market. How many apartments they bought on the project they are suggesting me to invest in? You know the answer is 0. 0 means 0 is a very small number. And I have to buy 50 apartments or 3 floors. So my advice is to listen to anyone and study a lot on numbers. Business plan is important, counts a lot.
Should they ask about what is your business plan and how can I help you? So just what you're looking for, and for example, I can try to find something particularly for you, literally for you. I mean, so just about bargain deals, or I don't know, you want to buy the entire floor, or you want to buy something like commercial property, right? So just it should be they should understand your demand first of all, right? So
your profile, no?
Your profile.
It's not so important if they say when you have to buy, on how much money you have in your pocket available. No, it depends. If my profile, for example, I buy only bargain, only discounted, only distressed situation, but really distressed, no? There are distressed situations in Dubai and really distressed. That is quite rare. So it's a job also on my side, but there is a lot of space for good professional brokers. There are some very well prepared. They bring to you a business plan, for example, and say, I know your profile, I know you like this kind of numbers, I know you pay attention to these details, location, quality of materials.
My God, that's pleasure.
Yeah. And they make a part of the job for you. So very good. I found some in this wonderful city, of course, and they helped me a lot in both the phases when I invest and or to help me in exiting from investment. So is like any profession. There are many levels or skills. And in any case, is always in your hand the responsibility when you choose to sign that famous contract named SPA.
Yeah. Okay, good. So just we already discussed about forecast and so on. And recently you mentioned about tokens.
Oh, one of my favorite argument is tokenization.
Tokenization,
There are two aspects. Do you know what tokenization is?
So personally, I am. So just I'm not very familiar with it. So
it's a new concept. Substantially, you don't buy a property. You buy a token, means a piece of property. Okay, and this is very smart way to invest. I'm sure it will become something usual in the near future, because there are two kind of investors that can approach to tokenization, taking a lot of advantages from that. Small investor. Prices increased a lot in Dubai. Great projects are really difficult to reach. You cannot buy 2 beds for 20 million dirham from Omniat today. I don't think there are many people can buy 2 beds for 20 million dirham starting price. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Or in Como, same.
At this Como point, Tower, wonderful one.
Yeah, but there are many wonderful development.
Yeah.
So what I have to do as an investor, okay, I have to buy, let me say with respect, in the desert, because I have only $300,000 in my hand. So what can I buy with roughly 1.1 million dirham? Almost nothing, or a small apartment. Different quality, different developer, different location, different capital appreciation, different rentability, different everything. I'm a loser, or I'm a poor in front of big investors. Tokenization democratizes this, because you can buy some tokens, let me say $300,000 of tokens of that apartment that values 20 million. So you are taking a piece of the apartment. You will have the same quality of the apartment, the same location, the same great developer, the same great brand, the same rentability, etc. Great opportunity for small investor. And this is one of the reasons I strongly believe in tokenize the real estate.
Are you investing in like a tokenization as well?
I not only invest, I'm tokenizing my properties already.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and there is another kind of investors that has different approach. When you have 1, 2, 3, 10 apartments in Dubai, other 5 offices, other 10, let me say, shops rented. Okay, it's very difficult to manage all this huge number of properties.
Yes,
no?
of course. It should be some managing company or some.
Yeah, but you are not investing. You are creating a business in that case, a business that should be managed by someone. Personally, I'm an investor. I don't want to have business. I don't want to have company. I don't want to have structure. I don't want to outsource this job. So many investors like me or institutional investors want to buy a financial product, and much better to buy a tokenized tower, because at that point they have something like a note that be part of their patrimony, like stocks. You have stocks, you have crypto, you have bond, and you have token. Same.
Okay.
You don't have to manage anything because you don't own the property. You own the token that is representative of the ownership of the property, of the tower, in my example. So don't buy properties anymore. This is my slogan. It's an old way to buy properties. Buy bricks. Buy some token of property or full property tokenized. Another problem of real estate in a traditional approach is liquidity.
Yes.
It takes some time to sell an apartment. That's the truth. Even in a liquid market like Dubai. Okay, if you have tokens, you can sell a part of the property or a part of your token in a click. Like you sell shares, stocks, bonds.
Yes, and who is the buyer?
The buyer is someone that want to buy in that apartment in participating instead of you.
But you should already have this person.
No, but there is a market. When you want to buy up the stocks you have in Apple, who will be the buyer?
So
There is always demand.
there is always demand, yes, of course.
Always demand. I want to buy something in a great location that produces 10% ROI in Dubai. Okay. There is someone in this moment is selling and you buy. It's like the stock market. No different. I think a great improvement in transparency and in costs because everything is registered on blockchain. And this is a big advantage for also making your investment safe. And regarding costs, with respect, there are no middlemen. You don't need any middlemen. You don't pay commission. You may click, I want to sell, someone else will buy your tokens, and you pay very small fee to the platform.
Looks like it's the future. So, because not everybody familiar with that right now. So and a lot of people get used to like buy in a classy way. So just I have property, I can buy. I want to buy property, I can buy by mortgage, I can buy just off plan and so on. So just classy ones.
I understand. I don't think that is better. I'm not saying that is wrong to buy a property or that this market will die. Absolutely not. But in the evolution of humankind, tokenization will affect every aspect of our life.
True.
So not only real estate. With real estate is very interesting because there is a value add that tokens can brings to the negative points of the real estate investing, and could be a good solution.
Okay, so and how do you view what's your opinion about Dubai real estate market? From sellers and buyers' perspective,
that's a good question.
Who's market right now?
Okay, in this moment, there is no doubt the market is in the hands of the sellers. So, if you want to sell and if you are a developer, you can make the market price. You can propose market conditions. You don't want to negotiate so much, even with big buyers. So, in this sense, at the moment we are speaking. There are no many bargains like I made in the past when I told during pandemic or also
crazy.
in some year later. For this reason, for my profile of investor and for the risks that this means, I prefer not to buy because it's too strong market. I prefer to wait something before or after will correct or drop. This is normal in any kind of economy. And I prefer to be focused in something different. For example, all the used properties, you can negotiate. You can negotiate also not only price, but payment conditions. You can obtain mortgage that helps a lot. If you look at other economies, it's really much better to move the money here in the Middle East. I love Dubai, but I'm sure that in this area that we call GCC, there will be 20, 30 years of growth. So when we can count on 30 years of growth, independently from some drop or some correction, is the place to be, is the place to live, is the place to relocate the business. No doubt of that. Regarding mistakes, legally I was weak very often. Another mistake I made is to trust too much in my counterpart or to trust too much in my experience. Oh, look, my track record. I have a great track record of 20 years. Probably if you look at my track record, you remain surprised. Regarding IRR, I make even 100% return a year on some properties. Sometimes I bought an entire properties with very few money. But I made mistakes being too much confident of my experience. Listening to others is what I learned. And exchanging experience even with someone that is not expert like you can add value. Absolutely, can add value.
Okay. So, and can you share some small story, real true story that,
Yes, I have many. Let me say I was participating in a deal buying a plot in Dubai, in Marina, and I trusted in partners, financial partners. I had a big financial partners, and I of course, always put my skin in the game. So I invest together with the bank, for example. I invest 20% of the money, 15% of the money is a big amount for me. It's a very small amount for the bank that is financing $100 million dollars. I put the deposit to show my power, to show how much I trusted in this project. I put my money as a deposit and I signed the preliminary agreement.
Okay.
My financial partner didn't follow.
Oh. Oh.
I had a big problem to manage. Okay.
Okay.
Even in this case, emotions,
Emotions.
legal aspects are something.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, thank you for this story. But yeah, that's
another story.
Very interesting.
Another story. When you lose, you feel very painful, you know, when you lose a lot of money. It happens.
Yeah,
it happens despite your experience, because you think, oh, there is, I don't want to say the name of the bank, it's a US bank, very big. Oh, there is, let me say, Chase Manhattan is the bank. What's the problem? My few millions are nothing for them. They show that I made my job. Now it's their turns. When it comes to sign the SPA, they didn't come.
Well,
oh,
yes.
Now you have a problem, Salvatore, I said to myself, and I had it. Another is when you stay in the moment that is relatively easy to flip. You buy bulk deal thinking that you will sell before the handover, for example. Okay.
It's one of the strategies. So just
it's one of the strategies.
Regular strategies.
But if you are so hungry or want to realize some very
big ambitions,
ambitious, and you think, okay, I will sell a part of the stock and refinance with these sales the other part. But if you don't make your target and you don't have the money to pay the future installment or at the handover, you can have big problems. Okay? Okay, it happened to me, of course, but thanks the fact that I'm very lucky, at the very last minute, I found the buyer.
Okay.
But I scared a lot, you know?
Yes, of course.
And what I learned, never make something that is too risky. Never count on your ability in this moment, because your ability and your skills are important to manage any situation, but the market can change. It does not depend on you. It does not depend on a crisis. Does not depend on you.
Yes, like a COVID became like
COVID, but interest rates. Does not depend on you. How can you imagine if the U.S. central bank after Trump will continue decrease the price of the money or not? Probably not. So what you have decided depends on something like that, for sure. Yeah,
of course,
absolutely. There will be more buyer or less buyer depending on the rate. Yeah. And also another mistake regarding the trust was to trust some broker, honestly. Not regarding professionality, because there are also hidden fees. There are premium. I'm sorry, it's not my intention to speak bad of this category of big professionals, because I have only say thank you to brokers when they make me sell or make me make good acquisitions. But hidden fees are a problem, because you are paying something to the developer that is overpriced, because 10% of your money will, in such a way, will be taken by the brokerage company. So to recover this 10% of my example, but it's a real example, you have to wait 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You will not have any real capital appreciation. You are recovering what you paid substantially.
Okay, so just you mean about hidden, like
hidden fees?
Hidden fees, like okay, so we have it's not hidden, but so you have you have to pay like 4% to DLD. So just you also of course paying your legal support, to support all the paper stuff. So just, and what else it can be? When
you buy offline, you don't pay any fee, or you shouldn't pay any fee by regulation at the moment. But with all the respect for the brokers and for their needs, if the developer is paying from 7 to 10% to the broker, I am not saying it's too much or too less, but it's not the value of the property. Means that you are paying the walls overpriced at 10%. It's not something fair. So you mean that this percentage already counted in the whole price of the property? So okay. So of course, a developer not sharing his margin with anybody else. I know that I'm attracting the hate from from brokers. It's not my intention. I only judge numbers. And let me make a last consideration. Okay. Judging numbers. Look, we all more or less buy on Amazon. Yeah. So don't go to a shop to buy a washing machine. Or Why? Because Amazon is more convenient. There is no grocery shop. There are no people in the middle that must gain something for their absolutely important job. When we speak well about cryptocurrency, one of the benefit, there are no banks in the middle that, regarding numbers, take their fees.
Yes.
They decide in which time to transfer money and if to transfer money. But they take some fees, very important fees. So when it comes to real estate, a property costs much more than a washing machine, isn't it?
True.
But you have a middleman.
Yes.
And despite any engine of AI, you continue having middlemen. I absolutely agree with brokers that can add value with their intelligence, not with artificial algorithms, but think that overpaying them creates conflict of interest. So they suggest you to buy something because they make big profit on that.
Of course.
Regarding numbers, this for me is one of the risks that I evaluate. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much for this interesting conversation. Probably you have some like suggestions for the beginners or for the already let's call trained investors for the future?
I made my mistake, and I can suggest to others what I suggest to myself. Analyze and study the market, make business plan. This is the main topics. The second is always consider the risks that you are taking when you exchange your money with something else, especially real estate. And the third advice I can do, please ask my books and my guides on tokenization, because they are for free. So you will know my opinion on that for free, absolutely. And also for the long curriculum and track record I have, mentoring for free, is something that is important to me.
Yeah, thank you, Salvatore. Thank you so much. So to get all the information, to get book and the information about tokenization, read it below the video. Yeah, so
Thanks for
thank you
inviting
so
me.
much.